Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the GMS show. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Sorry about the music, man. You know, some things just wasn't working out right, but we got it. We got it. We got it on lock, all right? Don't you worry, don't you fret. This shit's still gonna go. Now, GMS fam, the green room. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it along as well, hoping that you just hold on to that shit, man. You know, we got a lot of bullshit going on in this world, man. I'm trying to keep the peace in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, happy Wednesday. Shout out to Amir Stanfield, KP, Slam Newton, Black Hippie, Ricky, Southern California. How y'all doing, man? Appreciate y'all for popping up today. Now, we have been keeping up with this Ryan Davis, Corey Holcomb debacle for a few months now, man. And it seemed like things was just getting hectic, real hectic last week when Corey decided to go in and do the most, as he always does, no surprise. And after that happened, Ryan Davis decided, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me just address this one last time. So he went to his Instagram Live and he was talking to the people about what was going on and why he has no beef with this guy. He addressed every rumor. He said he wasn't gay. He said he didn't get ran out of LA. He pretty much addressed everything in about a 15-minute long Instagram Live. Now, whatever you take from that is what you took from that. And in my assumption, things were going to come to a head and things were going to kind of boil down from that point. And what happened was, before we even got to the next week of the 5150 show, Corey popped up on Craig Facts podcast. Shout out to the Craig Facts podcast. They had Corey on. And also shout out to Yo Man, what is this, man? He posted this clip from the show to let everybody know, or to let everybody see or hear the conversation between them. Craig asked Corey the question, and Corey answered it in simple Corey fashion. This is something that I expected to happen. I felt like this was going to happen in the first place. I knew it. It's a trend of things, and we're going to talk about the trend of things after you listen to this. But this is what was said between Craig Facts and Corey Holcomb on regards of Ryan Davis.
I gotta ask a question everybody want to know about, man.
What you want to know? Craig finna put me on the spot. Let me show you. This how you handle it when you get put on the spot. Everybody, go.
Are you scared that Ryan Davis gonna whoop on you?
No, I'm not. See, last week after my show, and I thought about everything, I saw it was going too far. Because it ain't just me and Ryan talking shit to each other, because that's really all it is. It's all of the shit that the other people say that make it go too far, where before you know it, something didn't happen. Yeah. So I called Ryan and I was like, man, I think enough with this, because it went too far. Yeah. So anything.
First of all, first and foremost, let me just say this, man. It going too far is totally up to the people that go too far. And here's the trend of things. Here's part of the trend of things. When Corey initiates things, regardless if he's in the right or in the wrong, somehow it's somebody else's fault as to why it escalated. Now, the people, the outside people that report on this or talk about this and have speculation or assumptions about why something happened, when it happened, how it happened, that's a whole nother story. They wouldn't have the how, the when, if people didn't give the information. I think that it always starts with Corey saying something about somebody not liking it, ending up responding way after the fact, then Corey feeling like he's being attacked and like he's the victim, and now he'll go and he'll call somebody behind the scenes and try to make it seem like he was the bigger person when he initiated or started the whole thing. Here, finish this up.
That's said about Ryan, from here on out, it won't be nothing negative about me.
Oh, that's dope, man.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep it going.
So can Ryan come back to LA?
Of course, Ryan can come back to LA.
You come back, nigga.
I ain't never ran Ryan out of LA. I'm just saying. Ryan said he's back in Charlotte because of his children, and that's a noble reason, goddammit. But whatever it is, I ain't got no beef with Ryan because it ain't nothing. It was just.
Now it's noble. Now it's a noble reason why Ryan left LA. When this is, if you remember, this is the first thing Ryan said before anybody knew anything about a Reggie Carroll running anybody out or any altercation between Ryan Davis and another comedian. Before that happened, Ryan came back on the show, on the 5150 show, and talked about him moving and why he moved. The narrative of why he moved being him being ran out of LA came from Corey. But now all of a sudden it's a noble thing. I just
Me talking shit. I like to talk shit.
Yeah,
We
right.
signify.
Right.
See, look, you and me, we signify all day long. But it don't never be no bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it was just like I was telling you earlier, we like to tighten niggas. We don't be tripping off that shit for real. It ain't no disrespect. But
Never.
there are men in this world, not saying no names, if you say something to them, just like when you be joking, really they be like,
Oh, yeah.
they feel some kind of way. And you got, I'm glad I'm
got a
smart
lot
enough
of
to
fights.
know that, okay, they didn't like that, so I'm going to stop, I'm going to leave it alone.
Now, him referencing Reggie Carroll in that aspect was the same way, not even the same way, but like it echoes the same sentiments of what I was saying as far as people hanging around that can't take a joke. See, a lot of people are assuming that Ryan was just disrespectful or just said something crazy. Now, we weren't there. We weren't there. So I can't say if Ryan was disrespectful or not to Reggie Carroll, but what it seemed like and how they explained it was that Reggie's just one of those people that when everybody's standing around in the circle, he's the guy sitting back there with his head on the swivel, kind of looking and, you know, kind of vetting people out type thing. Ryan, not being that type of guy, probably assumed that he could joke with that guy and ended up finding out that he couldn't. Not in a physical way, but in a more aggressive word approach, if you will. But there was nothing that was said that made me think that this was anything but performative. Performative. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know who did what or who, if there was any threats or anything like that. I doubt that, but it's crazy how after things come to a head and he does these episodes, like even with the Zoe shit, after him and Zoe shit happened, he came back with t-shirts and, you know, mocked the situation. Then after that, it was, oh man, I miss Zoe, man. Me and Zoe ain't got no problems. We talked it out. We did this and that. It's like capitalizing off of the bullshit is more important than seeing the overall importance or the overall bigger picture of shit. And it's crazy because nobody is going to constantly question Corey whether or not he's gay or whether or not he's this or whether he did that or not or anything like that. But that's going to happen with Ryan due to these rumors that came around and due to these different outlets, including mine, you know, shining light on what happened. And it wouldn't have never happened if these things didn't come to light by one person. And the common denominator is Corey. I don't know if he sees it that way. I think that's the problem. And it's crazy because people will hear me say things like that and think I'm hating. But no, it's just the reality of the situation, man. He was 100% wrong in this situation. He didn't have to disclose any information regarding another man's life in his situation that had nothing to do with Corey, but he did it. And it sparked this chain reaction, which it always does with anybody. And here's the thing about his platform. They talk about many different people, many different celebrities and all types of shit. So it's going to come a time where he talks about somebody's situation when it has nothing to do with him. But it seems like that is like, it's hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain in a way that, because I know people be taking this shit for that. People be taking it for hating, but it's like, you got to understand how people move. There's been a trend of things. The man will go and start some shit with people. Somebody will respond to something he said or did, and then he'll blow up on them and then turn around and be like, you know what? I had a conversation with him when this could have been already happened. The whole situation could have been deaded. It could have been over with. All that shit. With that simple conversation that they had before all of this happened. But it didn't. But nonetheless, it's not about tearing one man down for what he did to another man, especially when it comes to black men. It's about, at the end of the day, them finding a common ground and wanting to build together, even if it's not working together. It's like they about to be on tour together. Let's get this money. Let's tell these jokes. Let's fucking succeed. Let's reach these goals in life. What the fuck are we talking about other than that? That's what I like to see. So honestly, I don't really care how it looks with Corey explaining the fact that ain't nothing negative finna, be spoken of when it comes to Ryan or when it comes to himself. I don't have any quarrels with that. I don't care how it seems. I don't care about the agenda. All I care about is the fact that these two individuals piece this shit up and move the fuck forward. And it does seem like that's kind of happening too. Last night, I didn't see the entire episode, but I know he had Tiffany on there, Tiffany Haddish. One thing I can say about Corey, man, is he's real giddy when he's around his peers. Real giddy. It's almost like Corey doesn't have a big platform, and then these big entertainers come onto his platform, and he's like, "Oh shit, we got somebody big on here, and I gotta remind them that they a superstar, that they're a celebrity." But I feel like he forgets that his platform is a real space. And what I mean by that is real shit is said in that space. Nothing's held back when they talk about certain subjects. So when people make the choice to pop up to the 5150 show, my assumption is that they want to get away from motherfuckers that act like, oh man, you the shit, you this and that, and constantly trying to remind them that they're a celebrity or that they this or that they have money. They probably want to come around you and feel normal. And it was weird. The reason why I didn't watch the whole thing, because it got awkward. Like, I'm pretty sure Corey assumed he knew what type of person Tiffany was before she became famous. So he says certain things thinking that she'll agree or that she'll run with it, but in reality be like, nah. Like one of the points when he was making about whether or not she would still smash a dude who had a girlfriend, and she was like, nah, I wouldn't do it. And he was like, you wouldn't? Oh, y'all get different when y'all blow up. What is it? What do you know that we don't? It's always something that seems like he knows more than the person he's saying it about. It's like the person he's talking about, he knows more about what they do than they know what they do. I don't know what made him assume that. Maybe her comedy, maybe the things she says sometimes, maybe she be out here acting like she be all over the place or like she don't give a fuck, but nah, she had to correct that. She was like, no. She's like, even if somebody do got a girl, I'm not gonna smash. Nah, fuck that. I'm not trying to share where her pussy been. And then trying to convince her that she's different, or that she's different now, or man, like you can tell that it gets uncomfortable. And this is the reason why a lot of people don't really come back like that. It's been a while since Tiffany came back, not just because she's busy, but it's like certain things like this. You made that. I'm sure even through her keeping it professional, she was still like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, let's talk about something different. I know you the guy that just shock value and you be saying this and that, but can we get a different subject going? We always talking about pussy and fucking and this ain't shit and these bitches ain't shit. Can we do something? Can we talk about something else? And maybe they did. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was just kind of cringe. And I was like, man, I don't like it. It just gets weird. So I had to turn the page a little bit. But one thing I can say is, and let me just say this in regards of even me talking about 5150 again. We all have moments when we say things or when we decide things in a moment when we feel more emotional about it, or if we just saying shit in the moment because that's how we feel in the moment. One thing I could say about me talking about this again, for one, I'm good at doing that. For two, I had to understand not to take a lot of things personal in this entertainment space, which is why now the way that I've been talking about certain situations, especially when it comes to regards of this beef between Corey or previous beef now between Corey and Ryan, I already know it's going to get to a point where nothing's going to happen. It's most likely going to get squashed and niggas ain't finna do not anything at all. It's entertainment at its finest at the expense of making one or both parties look crazy. And once I start realizing that aspect, I took a lot of the personal feelings away from the shit. And on top of that, when it comes to like the people that comment on videos, it's like a lot of people do not think before they type. A lot of people will come to a place exposing the fact that they dick ride and that they dick eat. You say anything negative or oppose anything of somebody that they love, they'll get angry and start typing away on their cell phones. And I entertain it a little bit. You know, I reply to a few people here and there, but for the most part, I really don't give a fuck. It just keeps my mind sharp. You know what I'm saying? I like bringing logic in the back and forth. People will come in angry and emotional off the top and start typing shit off of emotion, and then you hit them back with something logical, and it's like, well, conversation is over now. What the fuck what possibly can we go back and forth with? You the dumb nigga. I'm not. I can't help you with that. I can't help you get smarter. You got to learn that on your own. A lot of the times these motherfuckers be grown as hell, older than me. That's the crazy part. A lot of niggas be older than me in my comment section, being emotional as hell about my opinion on the show that they love. And they don't understand that is like the first thing I do. I just start reading comments and smiling. And I'm like, all right, what can I say back to this guy? And then I'll reply, and then motherfuckers like, ooh, yeah, here we go. Nah. Then you get blocked. I'll just reply and then block. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I just reply and then block. But only for the people that come here with the asinine shit like, oh, you a bitch ass nigga. All you do is talk about Corey. All you do is talk. Oh, my God, these niggas. When there's an actual like debate or when somebody comes here to object something I said in the live, most of these people don't watch the live. They'll just assume that I said something and then start typing in the comments. But most people that watch the live and repeat or respond to something that I said, those are the people who I value in the comments who aren't really a supporter or a subscriber to this channel, because that's dialogue. you didn't agree with something I said and you explained why you didn't, we can have dialogue and we can do it without getting disrespectful or saying wild shit to each other and then disperse. Because our lives are much more important and much bigger in real life, not the internet. And I need people to understand that the most, especially the people that are just viewing and just watching this shit and commenting. This internet shit is just the internet. Real life is real life. When I go outside and when I go to the store or wherever the fuck I go to, I'm not going to the store waiting to read comments or waiting to have a take on some shit going on in the culture. I'm living my regular life. And I want people to start getting back to regular life as well. Speaking of getting back to regular life, we have Trouble in Paradise, which I can't say for a fact it is Trouble in Paradise, but being a person that has paid attention to the Breakfast Club for years now, he said 51 Frank Eaters, goddamn. Given that I've paid attention to the Breakfast Club for years, you can see the dynamic shift in the host between Charlamagne, Angela Yee, not even really with DJ Envy. Like DJ Envy and Charlamagne, they have their little sus back and forth and all that other stupid shit. But mainly Charlamagne and Angela Yee. One thing I've noticed between them two, right? And I gotta say this, Charlamagne is one of those people who doesn't really give a fuck and just recently had to start talking about mental health and start talking about certain things so that he could start giving a fuck. See, people don't understand that aspect of people. See, people already have it set in their mind or in their personality that they're that type of person. I'm an asshole, I'm a dickhead, I say what's on my mind and I don't hold back. And then when things start to backfire or they start losing opportunities or when they start being looked at in a different way, then they start changing their life up. Then they start caring about other things. Then they start coming up with the reasons as to why they stop being like this or why they stop doing that, or constantly have to remind people of how good they're being. Like when Charlamagne has to constantly remind people of why it's been so long that he's cheated. Trying to talk about how faithful he is. You have to remind people that it's been 6 years since you cheated. You got to remind everybody to protect their mental health now. But it's like, those are just to try to beat back those personality traits that have been so negatively impacting his life. And that's exactly what I was about to say. I like that you brought that up. The Great One says, Breakfast Club chemistry has been gone since C to God let Gucci disrespect Yee and Envy, especially Yee. Now, even though I know, I can tell, like this is the thing. I wanna do a show on paying attention to body language, because that's one thing that I think a lot of people forget because they allow words to deter their judgment. If I'm looking at you, if I'm watching you and we talking face to face and I'm watching your body language as you talking, I can kind of gauge whether or not you being sincere or not. When it comes to Charlamagne and DJ Envy, I can tell they have a real friendship. When it comes to Charlamagne and Angela Yee, I can tell that they have a work relationship, not a friendship or not a brother and sisterhood, but a work relationship. And I do agree, after that Gucci interview, first of all, if she wants static with anybody, take it to Gucci. Your man was doing an interview. You act like he knew what Gucci was finna say about you before he said it. Granted, this is TV, this is the internet. There's certain things that could have been edited out, but it is entertainment and this is TV. And when he said what he said, they knew that shit would go crazy. Question, chat. Feel how you feel about Charlamagne, but let me ask you a question. If Angela Yee was having an interview, say she was doing lip service with, I don't know, Busta Rhymes, and Busta Rhymes was talking about his altercation with C the God and talked about how Charlamagne got punched in his face and how Charlamagne is a bitch, how he did it. Do you think Angela Yee would have stopped the interview or cut that part out, or would she have kept that part in? See, the reason why I think Angela Yee got mad is because Gucci did hit. And women tend to get a lot emotional after dudes who hit disrespect them. I've tended to seen a lot of women not have much of a reaction to niggas that they don't care for or never had any type of interaction with or relationship with who talk shit. They'll say something back and keep it moving. The way she reacted kind of let me know that there was some validity to that Gucci interview on the Breakfast Club when he tried to say it in front of everybody, in front of Angela himself. I think, and here's the thing. Fighting or smashing are two different things, but disrespect is all the same. Disrespect is all the same. You can disrespect somebody regardless of what the subject is. That's my point. If somebody was disrespecting Charlamagne in an interview with Angela Yee, do you think Angela would cut that out? I don't think so. And I'm only bringing this up because, you know, I saw what was going on. I heard what they said and what happened. Everything seemed cool on the show, actually. If you guys didn't see their response to everything, you know, Charlamagne was like, you know, playing it off, trying to act like, oh yeah, what was that you said, blah, 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 like trying to make it funny and like, oh yeah, you know, you guys thought that this was gonna be us beefing when really it's just another opportunity. Because really, in reality, what happened is she's leaving the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne and DJ Envy will continue to do the Breakfast Club. She's gonna have her own show. She explained this morning on the Breakfast Club that the head of their station, she went to her to have a conversation with her, I think like a year, maybe a couple years ago or something like that. It was a while back, to her having her own show. Now, this doesn't surprise me. And the reason why I brought up the Gucci shit was because when did that happen? A few years ago. That Charlamagne and Gucci interview happened a few years back. And a few years back, she went right upstairs and said, hey, I want my own show. Fuck these niggas. I want my own show. That's what she did. So, with that said, you can tell that it was just not, it was something that she's been wanting to get away from. Not to mention their segments, man. When it comes to Charlamagne's Donkey of the Day, that is his segment. When it comes to DJ Envy's spins on the radio, whatever song he's playing, that's his segment. But when Angela does her segments, how many of y'all notice her get cut off all the time? I mean, Charlamagne cuts her off in the middle of her own segments all the time. And it may not be a big deal to some, but please understand that when you're trying to get through something and flow through something, especially when you have it written down and you have to speak, it's the most annoying thing in the world to have to get cut off in the middle of you. And then on top of that, a lot of the cutoffs happen to be him just injecting his own opinion on the situation. Not even to like either correct or like it'll be some dumb shit. And they'll be like, nigga, chill. Like, let her get it off, and when she's done talking about the segment, then put your 2 cents in. Like, I can tell she was just getting irritated to the point she didn't even say nothing. She'll just stop talking and then wait and like literally will pause and like let a couple seconds pass, and then she'll start talking again. And then it just kind of get awkward. I don't know. A lot of people don't pick up on shit like that, but I've picked up on that over the years. And it's like, you can tell the dynamic is off. And I wish it wasn't, man. You say what you want about the Breakfast Club. They are a very prominent. I didn't even realize I had toilet paper in in the background of this show right now. Shout out to Sam's Club, nigga. This is a Sam's Club roll of toilet paper, 235 sheets, 45 rolls. This bitch lasts for a month, nigga, probably even more. I didn't even know I had it in the shot, but Sam's Club, pay me. Bath tissue, sponsor me, nigga. Send the bread. All right, now, I've noticed this dynamic for years, and I've noticed it being off for years, and it's sad because I fuck with the Breakfast Club. And I think that they have done a tremendous job at contributing to the culture in many ways. They've had their issues as well. We're not gonna skip past that. There's been quite a few times where they haven't been all the way black first. You know what I'm saying? People have shown their distaste for how they move. And a lot of the times they will protect celebrities in a time of not even ridicule, but like when important questions need to be asked about certain situations, just because they either know these people or enjoy their entertainment or music, they'll be quick to write it off when a story comes up about them. There is definitely good aspects when it comes to how they deal with the community. There's different things that they've all done that they don't get recognition for or even speak on, that they do for the community, and that I respect a lot. But this was coming whether we liked it or not. I seen it. I seen the dynamic shift. I've seen the attitudes shift. And on top of that, man, Angela Yee, blessings on the next venture. I think she's gonna finish off the rest of this year on the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne spoke on her having a farewell tour. I think that is great. I think that'll be something dope because, like I said, you can have your opinions about these people, but being in this space, this entertainment space, is nowhere near easy. And when you put work in this game, and when you have become very successful in that lane, in that aspect, you deserve your props. You deserve your respect. Although I don't fuck with Howard Stern, I hear Charlamagne always give him his props. Because regardless if you like him or not, he has been in this entertainment space and been putting in a lot of work for years. Been very consistent for years. And I do believe when you get to a point where you make a lot of money and enough money to where you ain't got to worry about shit for the rest of your life, you really don't give a fuck about people's feelings. Now, that does come with some faults too, because we do live in a cancel culture type of environment. You say the wrong thing, you can lose opportunities, which I don't agree with, because I know for a fact a lot of these companies that have dropped people from their sponsors or have drop people from their entertainment groups and shit like that, or not signed people or getting people out of their contracts for saying shit that they didn't agree with. A lot of those people that work for that company or that are ahead of that company share those same ideas, but because the money comes first, they will never take a chance. We got to get back to reality, man. And we got to stop coddling people's feelings. Speaking of that, fuck Nicole Limpton. Is that her last name, Limpton? Let me get her last name right. Let me get her last name right. Trying to make sure. Nicole Linton. That's who it is. Nicole Linton. Listen. If you don't know that name, don't worry. No need to look the ugly bitch up. Nicole Linton is the woman who drove through Slauson and La Brea and killed, was it 6 people or 8 people, including a pregnant woman and her infant child? because she decided she wanted to drink and speed through a fucking intersection because she got in an argument with her boyfriend. They seeking, what did it say, 90 years? 90 to, or something like 90 to life, something they're seeking. They should be seeking a death penalty, and the death penalty in a way where she gets exactly back what she did to somebody. She got to stand in the middle of Slauson and La Brea, handcuffed and taped to a chair, while the victim's family packs into a minivan and goes full speed down that intersection. That's what I think she needs. You know who I also think needs that? The mother of the 2 children who were stabbed because she said that she had problems with her baby dad. Yes, that's right. A mother of 2 stabbed her children because, you know, her baby dad is what? Ain't shit. Or how about the guy who got mad that his girl was sleeping around, so he took his kids, his 3 kids, the oldest being 6, and executed all 3 of them and then turned the gun on himself? See, there are times like this where I really wish people didn't take the bitch ass cowardly way out. If you're gonna do this type of shit, take yourself out. Leave the children to live their life. Give them an opportunity to live their life. What makes you the person to decide whether or not these children live or not because you mad that your bitch was sleeping around? That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. And I'm not with it. Oh, you guys, I think we just got somebody who opposed the death of someone who killed children because white people killed black people back in the day. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What the fuck was that? Hold on, I gotta smoke now. I'm gonna light this joint. Because what the fuck? What the fuck was that? What did I just read? D. Rich Richardson said, fuck that. Do you say that about these white motherfuckers who killed us back in the day? What the fuck does that have to do with it? Hold up. Got me hitting the joint like Pookie hitting the crack pipe. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck that meant. Throw the tomatoes at D. Rich. Everybody throw the tomatoes at D. Rich right now. Throw the goddamn tomatoes. Throw it. Throw them. Throw the motherfuckers. That's all I can say to that. Throw the goddamn tomatoes at D. Rich. What the fuck? 2 of the people I mentioned were Hispanic, by the way. Two of the people I named in these situations who actually deliberately killed their children were Hispanic. I don't know what this nigga was talking about. But you have just now collectively gathered tomatoes in the chat. And this joint is dedicated to you. I'm trying to get where you at. I heard weed kills brain cells. I'm trying to get where you at. I'm trying to get where you at. I'm trying to get as slow as you, my nigga. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, you know, we don't ever leave off on sad notes. We never leave off on sad notes. I got to bring up something funny. Something hilarious happened. So, Donald Trump got his Mar-a-Lago estate raided. Damn, this nigga threw cans of tomato. He trying to bust your noggin open. All right. He got his Mar-a-Lago estate raided, right? Republicans went crazy. I mean, Republicans lost their mind. Because for some reason, that man can't do wrong, and they just are out to get Trump. They're just out to fucking just end this man for some reason. They said this was for nothing. They said it was just the government abusing their powers just to try to get him out of here so he won't run for the 2024 election. If he didn't do shit, they can't stop him. If he didn't do nothing illegal, what can they stop? They just can't bring up charges and charge him with something that he never did. That happens to black people. Trump's not black. What are you talking about? And you want to know the funniest part about it? I didn't even tell you the funniest part, right? Now these niggas are saying defund the FBI. Woo! Goddamn. The same people that was screaming back the blue and Blue Lives Matter and got black and blue American flag bumper stickers and Trump 2024 shit hanging off they fucking Ram trucks are now saying defund the FBI. The same motherfuckers that got pissed and tried to combat us for saying defund the police because they was killing black people. You like that, D Rich? You didn't even know I was gonna go there. You didn't even know I was gonna go there. See, when dumb niggas pull up to these channels and don't know who the fuck is talking, then they end up looking stupid because they be like, oh shit, this nigga is talking about some real shit. Yeah, real shit. Not no delusional ass, weird ass victim mentality type bullshit that you be doing, nigga. I worry about the real shit that's going on. Whew, I wish I could pin that. For some reason, you this streaming setup that I have won't allow me to pin comments, but I wish I could pin that comment right now, Chris Blue. Can a moderator do that? Can I get a moderator to pin Chris Blue's comment? Because that was literally the next thing I was gonna say. White supremacy is not based in logic. It has no logic whatsoever. The only thing is to only combat what they hate. It does not matter if it makes sense. It does not matter if it was something that they were against 2 months ago. See, it was back to blue and Blue Lives Matter until January 6th happened. It was back to blue and Blue Lives Matter until these motherfuckers start saying, oh, until these motherfuckers start raiding Trump's villas and shit. It was protect the troops and respect the troops and stop kneeling for the flag, you naggers, until the government say, hey, fuck they healthcare, fuck what they were exposed to back in the wars they fought for us. We're not gonna give them no fucking help. Y'all tell me what's more disrespectful to the troops, kneeling for the flag to try to bring up social injustices or actually denying aid and help to veterans who fought for this country and was exposed to shit that can kill them? Which one is more disrespectful to the troops? I would say don't worry, I'll wait, but the answer is very clear and common sense. King Gambit said they mad because they getting some nigga treatment. They like, hold up, we ain't niggas. They like, hold up, we ain't niggas. What are y'all doing this to us for? You don't raid our villas. You don't raid our mansions. You're supposed to tell us before that happens. The blasphemy, the malarkey, fish paste, cauliflower and mayonnaise. Sorry, I'm high now. I'm high. I gotta chill. But it's like they are in shambles right now. Shout out to Tommy Lauren, the dumbest bitch in the world. Tommy Lauren, this bitch said, man, hold up. Let me read this shit so I don't get it wrong. What did Tommy say? Make sure I got this bitch on speed dial. Oh, she done tweeted a lot, man. I ain't finna go all the way back through this shit. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not finna go back through her fucking tweets. Fuck Tommy Lauren. Either way, you already know she said some dumb shit. She already said some dumb shit. There was something she said about they basically trying to make it seem like this raid is just an attack on the Republican Party and they just did all this other bullshit. You think Tommy said anything about her government taking away aid and relief to veterans that fought for this country? No, but she sure did bring up Brittany Griner spending 9 years in prison and how that would be beneficial so that she wouldn't have to be out to kneel for the flag anymore. You see, white supremacists hate black people standing up for something. If you aren't tap dancing and making money for them and doing what makes them feel comfortable, now you are a problem. Oh yeah. And we know that. And we keep it cool through it all. And we keep pushing through it all. With all the odds stacked against us, they can make it look one way. They can make it seem like ain't shit happening or that racism really isn't happening and people on the Republican side and Democrat side can fight all day. First of all, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I don't rep no motherfucking sets in the political game. Fuck them niggas. They got you niggas brainwashed and they want you to continue to vote to put them in positions of power so that they can make bread and be selfish with their decisions and continue to do lines and do bumps, 8 balls out their back pocket while making life decisions for you for the rest of your motherfucking life. They are not for the people. When Trump was in office, them motherfuckers was talking about how the government was fucked up. Biden's in office, they talking about the government's fucked up. People try to hold on to little tiny wins in this fucking country to try to make it seem like these politicians are the shit, when really the biggest problems on this earth is not being tended to. Our fucking earth is out here dying, my nigga, and they don't want to talk about that or try to preserve this bitch for the next generation coming up because niggas is too worried about their own personal comfort. If I can do anything, I will make sure to let y'all know to protect this earth at all costs. Because I want to see y'all and y'all bloodlines live as long as possible, even when I'm not here to see it. We got bigger problems, bigger fish to fry in this country, man, and we worried about the wrong shit, man. We worried about the wrong shit. It's good to have these conversations. It's good to try to tackle certain problems in this country that have to do with the people so that we can all come together, but we have to face the facts that we're all not about to come together. We have already been too divided in this country to try to make a kumbaya happen. Now we have to focus on what's important to us and live our life accordingly to that. That's all I gotta say with that. And with that said, GMS fam, the green room. Fuck with me, man. Hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. I need y'all to do me a big favor, man. Because I don't see a lot of y'all doing that. Even my moderators, man. I want to see y'all leave a comment under this video when the live is done. Put a GMS in the chat right now if you want to, but when the live is over, when this show is complete and it turns the fuck off, I want you to refresh this bitch and I want you to put a comment in the comment section. And I want to see you there and I want to hit y'all up in the comment section, reply to y'all and fucking show y'all love the way that y'all show me love, man. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Make sure you hit them Instagram lives, man, because it be getting lit in there, man. You don't want to miss that. That's the exclusive shit. I follow everybody back on my socials. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. I would most appreciate it. Hey, what up to Caprice Edwards? Shout out to Caprice Edwards. Smoke some, pimp. GMS fam, the green room. Oh yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Shout out to Theodora. Shout out to everybody that does leave a comment after every video, man. I see y'all all the time, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all help them algos keep pushing. Y'all part of the reason why we back monetized, why we got super chats again, and why we got ads again pushing on the videos. Because y'all stay commenting on these videos and hitting the like and supporting every time I go live. All my habitual pull-uppers, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. GMS fam, the green room. I hope y'all have a lovely rest of the day. I'll see y'all on Friday. Make sure you go subscribe to the 3Gs podcast as well, where you see me, AP, Pac G, live. One of the best podcasts, funniest, most entertaining podcasts on Friday nights. You feel me? I'll see y'all later, man. We out.